Hi Ian, Yahweh here. This is my video response which I recorded in replacement for my exit interview which was initially planned for Subvert magazine. For the production of the magazine, I was the advertising team and also a writer for the magazine. I was able to get two advertisers to support our magazine. One advertiser is the DIT Students Union and another is the college itself, TUD. I believe that contacting these two bodies for advertisements was the most straightforward and convenient way because these two bodies were directly linked to the college and that they would more than likely support us. For example, the college itself, TUD, they also supported the magazine for last year, so they also supported our magazine for this year. So that was quite convenient, to be honest. Moreover, together with Caleb, we also contacted the DIT Society's office, but the DIT Society's office, they did not get back to us in the end. I contacted the two advertisers, DIT Students Union and the college, around February to March. I needed to frequently follow up with them to inquire about the advertising situation and whether or not they would like to support us. One of the main problems that occurred was due to the payment method, but luckily it was resolved in the end. Sometimes it was unclear which payment method they wanted to do, and so there was a lot of back and forth between me and the advertisers on the suitable payment method. In the end, the two advertisers, they transferred their funds via budget transfer into the School of Media account. Initially, I also proposed to them if they wanted to transfer into the editor's bank account, but they couldn't transfer it to a student's account because it would prove uncredible for their accountancy. Okay, moreover, communication between the advertisers was confusing at times, and sometimes they took a week or two to even get back to me, which was sometimes quite frustrating, to be honest. Lastly, the two advertisers, they also requested invoices to be sent to them. So I needed to learn how to write invoices, and that was something unique I learned too. So I was able to get two advertisers to support our project. So for this, I was quite satisfied that I was able to do this, and also earn some revenue for the magazine. Another side of the production was sub-editing the stories. I helped to sub-edit some stories for the magazine. One of the more notable ones that I remembered was Stephen's story about the life of Rajavi, and Isabel Evans' unpublished story, Your One Nikita. Editing the stories were relatively straightforward and easy enough, as I had already experienced this in previous years through modules like The Liberty. I don't think there's much to explain about this, as it's quite straightforward enough already. About my published story, it was an article about the Dublin Anime Meetup. So the Dublin Anime Meetup is a meetup group where people of similar interests, they can socialize together and hang out. I believe that anime is sort of a niche and uncommon activity to watch in Ireland, which is the reason why I thought it was a suitable story to pitch to the editor. I also got the story idea due to my inherent interest in anime itself. For the story, I talked to the main organizer of the meetup group, Chris Hancock. I got his contact information through the meetup group. Since it's a 500-word story, I believe that having him as my main source was sufficient enough. I previously wanted to talk to more people, but I thought that wasn't required. So for the interview, it was quite straightforward. I arranged a time to interview him through the phone, and he was very willing to participate in the interview. He was chatty and always willing to provide information about the Dublin Anime Meetup. And after the interview, I also followed up with him about further questions, and he was willing to reply. He also provided me a summary of how the meetup group was founded in the email. As with any other feature story, I also needed to do my research on anime in general. This research was used to provide background information for the story, including details like what is anime and also the anime watching culture in Ireland. For the photos, Chris was happy enough to provide a group of images for me. I provided the accreditation to Dublin Anime Meetup, as you can see in the article. After the magazine was published, I also gave a copy of the magazine to Chris in person. He told me that he was delighted with the final article. I gave the photo to the social media team, and they also promoted it on their social media account. So I guess this helped the social media, I guess. Well, okay, for my second unpublished story, it was the longer feature article about cycling culture in Dublin. This idea came about due to my interest in cycling, as I cycle to college most days as well. For this story, I spoke to Dublin City Councillor Tina McQueen and Paul Corcoran, the chairperson of the Dublin Cycling Campaign. I interviewed both of my interviewees through the phone, as both of them were quite busy to do a face-to-face interview. Tina and Paul were quite friendly, and they gave some good quotes for me. So for this, as this was a longer article, I also needed more time to structure the article and to plan out how the article will look like. I believe that I invested quite some time and that I wrote a good and decent article in the end. However, it was quite a pity that only one of the two articles could be published in the magazine. So for this article, I also needed to conduct my research to find out about the cycling rates in Dublin. I also took some time to do my research to find that opening quote, which I used in my opening paragraph for the story. The images I got for the story were about Dublin bikes. There was a section or two which I wrote about Dublin bikes in the article, so I thought it would be suitable to take images of Dublin bikes around the Grangecommon area. So lastly, in my opinion, I thought that Subvert was a decent final year project for me. I thought that the journal of the magazine was very unique and special, so this also spiked my interest for the module as well. The advertising part of the project was quite unique too. I chose to be part of the advertising team because I thought I could learn something new, and I didn't regret that decision in the end. I also put forward myself to be the photo editor of the magazine, but unfortunately I was unable to get the role. For the articles, I also thought that I paid more attention to my style and quality of writing, as it needed to be suited to the style guide of the magazine too.